Hi friends, it's Lola and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to redraw one of my drawing that I did last year. Back in the day when I was very active on TikTok, I actually joined this challenge called 3 Emoji Challenge. And when people comment a combination of emojis, I create characters from it, and this is one of them. She was based on these 3 emojis. There are also others on the series, and if you want me to redraw them or do more of this challenge, please let me know. Okay, initially I was going to paint over this. However, I kind of want to slightly redesign her a little and then start a completely new drawing. I wanted to do this so I don't limit myself with the old design and post composition, etc., but allow myself to be creative with this. I like the combination of the skull and unicorn in the old design, so I still keep it here as like something she wears on top of her head. For her outfit, I found this pretty leafy kind of dress, so I want to mimic that. Not exactly the same, but using grapevine instead. For her hair, I think curly hair suits her well, and for some reason, I think it fits with the grape theme. So I made it long like the original, but then I realized that it might be too messy because her outfit is viney, and curly next to viney would be a huge mess. So I decided to have her hair like a bun instead, or it looks more like short hair in the final result. Okay, now that we have our scuff design, let's move on to the sketch stage. If you're familiar with my videos, you would notice that I always sketch with a sketch brush, like a pencil brush, but from my last video where I did the one brush challenge, I think I'm going to sketch with flat brush from now on because I love it so much. I'm kinda not sure about how the outfit gonna turn out because I don't have the reference for exactly what I'm imagining in my head, so it might not be accurate, but by the look of it, it looks like a mess, so let's see how the result gonna look like. And I kept my sketch kind of loose at the beginning, and now I'm going into details by using eraser tool to kind of carve out the shape and lines a little. And now that I have some shape going on, I'm gonna move forward to the shading step. Before I shade the main object, I start with the background instead, and also in grayscale, this helps me set the mood and get a better idea of how the lighting, the atmosphere, and whether I have enough contrast from the main object to the background. So yeah, and now I'm going to add the lighting on, just which I don't usually do. I usually do it later on because I mean it kind of helps me understand where the light's coming from the get-go, but it kind of slow down my progress a little bit because I usually work from the shadow first and then the lighting last. But oh well, it's just some change once in a while, I guess. This drawing definitely took longer for me to finish than average, but it turns out fine, I guess. I like it, but I think it's just about the steps that I was doing that make it longer. It's just that I made it worse for myself. But yeah, I mean, I learn every time I make a new drawing, so it's fine. One of the things that slowed down my process is that normally at this stage, everything would look refined already, just that it's in grayscale. And because I kind of kept it very loose and jumped right into coloring, it make it harder for me to refine the details. At first, I was trying to follow the exact color that the reference has for the background, but then I realized that it would take me much longer because the background definitely works well with the reference main object, which is very different from mine. By that, I mean she's green with brown hair and my character is pale with purple hair. So I decided to not look at the reference and focus on my painting to see what color combination works better for my painting. I export my foreground and background separately and then import it back into the canvas so I can start with my refining stage. Well, this step could have been the easiest part if I put a lot of effort into refining the details much earlier on in the shading stage, but I didn't, so that's why I'm gonna spend a lot of time working on this, and we'll have to create more layers on top of this. Besides making the details more crisp, I also have multiply layer to add more shadow where it needs to be, and for where the light was shining, I add the overlay layer on top to make it shines a bit more. And for the hand, I have to pull up the reference in so I can start refining it, because I'm just like a lot of artists very bad at drawing hands, and I kind of removed the skull ring so I can focus on the fingers a bit more, but then later on decided not to put that back in for no specific reasons. Moving on to her necklace, it has a lot of leaf coming out of it, so I just paint one leaf and duplicate it over and over and just reuse it, because it would take me forever to paint every single one. I kind of distort the shape just a little bit so it doesn't look like the same exact leaf moving around. And now for the viney thing on her body, I shouldn't have imported it with like the vine on it, because now it's really hard for me to fix the shape and such because they're all in one layer. So I had to add a layer on top and use the skin color to basically conceal all the vines, and then have another layer on top to paint in the vine. Well, I didn't add a layer on top to paint in the vine, so they were all in the same layer. So I did the extra step just to inconvenience myself. Yeah, that's also why it took me so long to finish this drawing. And on the overlay layer, besides just adding the glow for the lighting, I also add some blush here and there on her shoulder, her chest, a little bit on her fingers, her cheeks, and around her eyes a little. On the left side where her hands is close to the grass at the bottom, I add some green too to create that kind of color reflecting on her skin. And on the cheeks where it's near the hair, I add some purple too because of the lighting coming from the purple hair shining on her skin. And here's a quick comparison of the before and after the rendering. And that's our final result. I'm gonna show you side by side the old and the new version. What do you guys think? And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoy it. And oh, one more thing. I was thinking about starting to live stream on Twitch. What do you guys think about that? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching today. I hope you have a great week. See you next time. Bye.